Hi everyone, I am the Jacobite and welcome back to West of Loathing. So I was exploring around trying to figure out about this Roberto guy, and I came over here to the West Pole, and then I stumbled upon this, and I was like, we should investigate this. Your key-shaped El vibrato device goes nuts when you get near this thing. Step through it. Camp Crystal Dream? Is that a car? This strange conveyance has a sign reading "Bitchin" on the back. Sorry, maybe it was me putting words in it. On the seat inside you find a gun, you think. A newfangled pistol. What is this? Camp Crystal Dream? No, I'm still in the West Pole. What is this? Finally something you recognize that you've never seen a sunk stagecoach before. You got a really nice cowboy hat. Oh my gosh, that is really nice. Wow. My Stetton's gonna have a hard time comparing to that whenever I figure out. What is this? It's a strange metal man. What's he holding? A glowing ring. Mass +5 maximum AP. Wow. What are these trees? What is this? You approach the sarcophagus. The top has long since crumbled to dust and it is empty. Wait, no, it isn't empty. There's a jawbone on a very small pillow. You bend down for a closer look and hear a faint whisper. I beg your pardon? I'm sorry? You lean in even closer. You still can't hear it. I wonder if this was the jawbone that belonged to the Texas Ranger that we met in last episode. This seems kind of rude, but so is leaving without hearing what it has to say. You pick up the bone and hold it up to your ear. Oh, come on, please speak up. Hold it even closer. Stick it in your ear. You jam the jawbone as far into your ear as you can. Stick your finger in your other ear. You jam your finger into your other ear, close your eyes, and listen as hard as you can. And... I'm dying. What? I'm dying! Okay. You put the jawbone back into the sarcophagus, and in doing so, notice something yellow hidden under the pillow. You grab it as a reward for your patience. Wow. 15 muscle, 50 mysticality, and 15 moxie. This seems like an end of game location based off of this. What in tarnation? What was that replaced in the chest of full of metals? 9 moxie. 15. We are absolutely getting totally stacked. That reduces my moxie, but it gives me 10 melee attack, 10 spell damage, and 10 pistol. Wow. Really nice cowboy hat. Do I have anything I can put on it? It's funny how the music is, you can hear the music, but it's kind of deafened. It's really strange. Oh, I have a box of science doohickeys I didn't give to the science lady. Where am I looking for? I'm looking for things to apply to my hat, like an electric snakeskin or a Frisco viper skin. So now this nice, really cowboy hat also gives me +3 miss. Oh my gosh. Yeah, step aside. Prototype Stetson, you didn't quite make it to the end of the game. Not quite. That is a really nice cowboy hat. What is this place? What? And why was there a freaking Chevrolet Corvette? At least that looks like a Corvette to me. What is that doing here? Have we been teleported into the... And what is Camp Crystal Dream? You can see the West Pole through the window from the side. That must have been something I turned on from the last episode. Brought me here. Okay. Well, that was really strange. But it did give me another, probably the best hat in the game, and probably the best lapel item to boot. Now I need to find more... I don't even know what I need to find more of at this point. I'm just like, I feel like I've looked through every single entry 1. This mine is the worst. How did I not read this? It sucks so bad here. I've been in some lousy mines, but this one really takes the cake. Everything smells like soup. The walls are slick with it. I swear I can feel it getting into my pores. If I went to a doctor for a blood test, he'd probably tell me my blood is tomato basil bisque or whatever. Entry 2. We finally managed to get deep enough to hear the master, but it turned out the dang soup table was higher than we thought. We were spending 90% of our time bailing the stuff out and only 10% digging. I've got noodles in my boots. I hate this so much. Entry 3. Now the damn elevator's busted. It was always making a rattling noise and the guys off shift couldn't sleep. That finally stopped, but it all stopped because the elevator itself stopped, and we can't move it at all. Why do we even set up camp here? I had spent the whole day scrounging around to find replacement 137, 59, and 23-pound compression springs for repairs. We'll install them tomorrow. Boss says we're giving up here and heading into a real deep mine they found up northwest. It's a shame we wasted all this work, but hot damn, it'll be good to get away from this soup. I will never eat soup again in my life. Got the springs installed proper like the strongest behind the source bolt and so on, but there's no time to wrench everything down. Got a pack, not like the elevator matters much anymore. I really hope I don't screw up again and forget my diary here when it's time to leave. I think they did. I don't think I've ever managed to fill in more than 10 pages in the same diary. That's the last entry. How did I not read that before? Well, that would have helped me with that problem a long time ago, but not helpful now. And if you're already, let's see. We've already been here. This is the El Vibrato stuff. Inserting El Vibrato fluid. Organic sustenance, a sedative, refreshment, or a fluid return. Let's try sustenance. El Vibrato food cube. Ooh, that's nice. Let's do a sedative. El Vibrato rum. Crystalline orb. My birds are going nuts. Sorry about that in the background. We're, I have to bring the birds in because the heat's so bad here. It's like right now the high today is 110, and boy, is it just, it's difficult. We don't feel safe having birds in an aviary outside with 110 outside. It's just too hot. It's just too hot. So you have to put up with the birds. The screen flickers back to organic fluid. Do I have more? Okay, let's do the refreshment. El Vibrato seltzer. Man, this stuff is good. So this is what? What was this place? Municipal Organic Fluid Pipeline. Did that say offline? Offline. Huh. Why does it say it's offline when it's not offline? Oh yeah, those are the soup snakes. That's the heat, and okay, we've been there. So, they said a mine to the northwest. There should be something up here, I think. It just, by proximity of stuff, there's gotta be something up here. And that's a lot of stuff. A medical gun. Wow. I didn't think that guns could be medical like that. So this false mountain, have I maybe missed something here? Now I'm just kind of like trying to scratch my head, trying to think of where I've been and what I've explored. Because that I've already explored. To the right is this massive hexagon that's not lit up. But the other one is lit up. Which I'm guessing the other hexagon is... Boy, the sticks of dynamite becoming 40 damage is ridiculous. What does a piece of El Vibrato scrap turn into? El Vibrato boots. Huh. Cool. Huh. Will I do the same thing twice? It does. Okay. That's okay. Select, this is the primary terminal. Select local power terminal. Time squeezer terminal online. Okay, so where I went with that was a crystal dream or something like that. That was the time squeezer. We're gonna decrease the time, the terminal. We're gonna change local power to be the local power station? Current local power station in Roberto containment. Okay, leave the terminal. No, that was the chrono key. So what does this thing lead to? Is this thing now gonna light up? No. Alright, let's go back and double check. primary terminal. Select secondary terminal. Current local power destination, Roberto containment. Okay, I think that should be the third thing set to the Roberto containment. So now, if I go up to the curious flat plane, we'll see if that has somehow unlocked something. A monolith is dark because it's not turned on. Gain energized. Cool beans. Well, this thing is still down here. And still lighting up. Primary terminal. Current local power destination, Roberto containment. What's the extraterrestrial auditory beacon? Extraterrestrial auditory beacon? Anything up here? No idea what that's all about. Alright, let's go back down. I think there's one other thing I wanted to change. And that was it weather or something or other? Weather adjustment terminal. Leave the terminal. Let's see if that did anything. That's weird. There's a big L vibrato gizmo sticking out of the ground here. It's got a button on top. The machine makes a little ping sound abruptly, and from nowhere, clouds rolling overhead, and it begins to rain. Oh, wow! Wow. Someone is teaching a button the Goblin Rain chant. You guys have a chant that makes it rain? Yes! Takes months sometimes. A button is much better. Yeah, you're not wrong. So is it, like, raining everywhere? Ah. What does that do for me? Anything? Let's go back and put power to the local... the Roberto containment. Local power terminal. Roberto containment. I feel like I need a third one still. Because I see this thing fizzing, but I think it means I'm missing something still. Alright, let's wander around for a little bit. I'll see if I can find something. Ooh! Wait, what? I found something, but it's Alamo Rent-A-Mule? Well, that was the location I was thinking it was gonna be, but what is this? Is this literally just a place where you rent mules? Because that is like the most useless thing I think I could have, this year's model. Looks like this is where you go to rent a mule, just judging from the sign, you know. Howdy, welcome to Alamo Rent-A-Mule. How can I help you? I'd like to rent a mule. Excuse me, but didn't you ride up here on a horse? Yes? So what do you need a mule for? Well, I guess you have a point. Please remember this in the future if your horse breaks down, though. Sure. There's a bunch of features you can pay extra for when renting a mule, such as sound dampened shoes. What else? Extra cargo space. What else? Anti-lock hooves. What else? Side of coleslaw, cruise control, rear view mirror, butt muffler. Extra cargo space. Deluxe eyeball wipers. Oh great, another customer. As if I didn't have enough to deal with already, what with the paperwork and the heat and the mule bites, and someone keeps stealing my lunch out of the employee icebox and my tripped knuckle is acting up again. Gosh, sure would be nice to get a little peace and quiet, but nope, I've got to stand here at this counter all day, and the hardwood floor isn't helping my sciatica? Let me tell you, don't even get me started on what they pay us around here. The mules eat better than I do. Uh-huh. And if all that wasn't bad enough, I went and dropped my daughter's birthday present down a stupid hole at a stupid mine. And will anyone go and get it for me? Ha ha, yeah, right. You want me to go and get it? What, really? Did a miracle just occur? I can hardly believe it. Where did you lose it? Oh, not far from here, a place called Deepest Delve Mine. Didn't they say they were going to a deep delves? Oh, this might be it. I was looking to scavenge some free string to tie up the package with it, and I dropped it. And of course, because it's a bracelet, it's round, so of course it rolls into a hole under some kind of stupid machine. This might be it. This place isn't useless. Oh my gosh, this could be it. Deepest Delve Mine. Let's just take care of this. Don't get in my way! Necromancers, I hate them button. Alright. Coal Smasher 5000. Extends to the right a ways. Oh. A gas cap? All it had in it was a gas cap. You found this in Deepest Delve Mine. Kerosene-soaked pills. That makes sense. Does it? Does that make sense? Passable cave-in. Don't even try to pass it because you can't. What the heck was that for? Alright, well I guess we'll go in the main way. The shaft has collapsed, but there's a rope leading down. Alright, let's start by going to the left. Floor to ceiling shaft. There's that impassable cave-in. Because of maintenance. Bing bam boom. Let's ride that thing down to level 2. I wonder if this is... He said there was a machine that it fell under. So I've got to imagine it's got to be here. Roberto's got to be either here or something. Worthless leftovers. It's covered, but it's... It startled me for a second. These cultists are really going to town with the whispering and tracing of spirals in the air and generally being really creepy cult weirdos. They seem too preoccupied with their spooky nonsense to notice you. Unfortunately, they're blocking your path. We got these guys. I could put on the cult leader mask, but I don't anticipate these guys are that strong. Pew 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 pew! Wow, we got a lot of damage when we hit. Even Gary still does some decent amount of damage, all things considered. That's pretty good. Smite the unbeliever! Not Gary, smite the unbeliever! Whiff. That was cute. And we'll just go ahead and kablamo! Gary can finish what he started, showing that guy the what for. Dispatched all 4 of the cultists in record time. Saspaparillalala and Sasparparillar. Nice. Alright. Whoa. It's a big cross made of El Vibrato stuff. Its precise lines and corners stand in marked contrast to the altar, which makes your eyes spin involuntarily when you look at it. You put the cross in your pack. Plot significance. It's positively throbbing with plot significance. Okay, well, what was that thing saying? They writhe nauseatingly, really. Fascinating. I already went over here, right? No, I didn't. Nasty trash and hundreds of empty sarsaparilla bottles, nothing of interest. This thing goes a long way down. Level 3. So we found the plot device. Large plus icon. Cave-in. Whoa! This thing is really heavy. Oh, it's a child's bracelet. Aww. It's ready to be grabbed. And how do I do that? Not sure. Toilet way down under here. Hooray! This toilet is unsurprisingly very dirty. Yay! More of them! There's a bunch of cultists here whispering themselves and tracing spirals in the air. 6 of them. Well, no time like the present. Wow, that is a lot of cultists. I think we're running into the final horde of the cultists. Hey, we knocked out 4 of them. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I wonder if level 4 is going to have the end goal, where all the cultists are. Master, aid me! Kablamo! Alright. And Patui. Gary, let's see if you can... oh, you won't finish him off this time. Not this time. You are powerless in the eyes of the master. Yeah, about that. I'd like to speak to your master pretty soon here, if you wouldn't mind. Another spiral. Oh, optical illusions, but nothing else fancy about this place. So I have a, what did I pick up exactly? An El Vibrato Cross. It says with thrumming with plot significance. Okay, level 4. This might be something. This might be nothing, but I'm really hoping it's something. Start by the left. Let's make sure there's something over here. Oh wow! More scraps, punch card, and an El Vibrato grenade. 25 damage to all enemies. That's pretty good. Yep. There's a whole crowd of cultists here, muttering and doing creepy Tai Chi. Let's do this. 8 of them. Oh my gosh. Okay, I swear, if I miss any of these shots, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Alright, we knocked out 4 of them. That's a good start. Go ahead, Gary, and start giving them the what for. Master, empower me! Master, aid me! Master, aid me! You are powerless in the eyes of the Master. Yeah, about that. Where's the super powerful dynamite that I cocked up? 40 damage. That's so mean. I haven't used any of my items in forever. I'm just curious to see what these all do. I forgot I had that. I forgot I had that. You managed to defeat all 8 of the cultists in a fair fight, unless you cheated somehow. Did you cheat? Nope, I'm just that good. I really am, actually. Alright, so what are they all staring at? There's the keystone. You insert the keystone in the cross. Yep, there went the there that went. Alright, is this gonna take me to where Roberto is? West Roberto Containment, power online. The cross-shaped El Vibrato device is going crazy. It snaps in place of its own accord. East Roberto Containment power online. That's right, I do have both of them on. Online, positronic resonator detected. Initialize Roberto Containment system. No country for... Uh-oh. Whoa, whatever that was, it felt pretty important. This definitely wasn't here before. El Vibrato Crown. Not that great, all things considered. It's for a very noteworthy achievement that you don't necessarily understand. So are we the king now? I thought we'd have to like fight Roberto. But I think that was all that excitement for nothing. Aw, man. I was hoping for something really epic. Alright, let's go back to level 1. If it was all that just for like an achievement, it's like, great, that's all well and good, but, alright. I've now got super dense coal. Great big diamond. Cool. What did that do for me? Huh. Alright, well, I'm guessing that's that. Well, if that is the end of that, then I guess the last thing we have to do is go to Fort Unnecessary. You bet there, Wandering Sally. What do you got for us this time? Anything at all? We have got so much stuff. Oh yeah, 15, yeah, I don't need that. Don't need that. Anything else? I did not need to make those boots. I already had so many boots. That's okay, now I know. We have so much stuff. We are so... To be fair, at this point, also in the game, we kind of are at the end. Just in terms of, like, nothing can stop me. nothing can really stop me. So we're gonna go to Fort Unnecessary, and then we're gonna go to Frisco and see what it is that we have left to do in order. Alright, I stand corrected. That key-shaped El vibrato device hums as you approach the floating window and peer through. Through it, you see a busy city street. Metal vehicles you can't identify move past at unimaginable speeds, though the window is thankfully far from the road they travel. Every 15 seconds or so, a strange metal and glass rectangle about 6 inches by 3 inches falls past the view of the window, and you hear a man's voice shouting, "Grab!" Grab the rectangle next time it falls. What is going on with this? You snatch the rectangle and the view through the window is replaced with static. Strange glass rectangle. Wow, this is a nice rectangle. Strange indeed. Weird, I wonder if this is now all over the place. Do I need to start exploring around here? A harried-looking young woman in a military outfit darts in front of the door as you enter. Oh no, I can't be having any more misfits in this jerkward. You can either swear to me that you're halfway competent, heck even a quarter, and that you'll help sort out this group of no-hopers, or you can turn right back around and march double time. Sure, I'll help. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that promise. Come on in, I'm Captain Harriet Davenport. Hi, my name is Violet, shooting at me. What's the problem, Cap? Problems. Welcome to Camp Foo Bar, where all the Army's idiots and rejects are sent so they're out of the way. I've had it up to my eyeballs trying to run this place. Please help these morons figure out their malfunctions so they can muster out of here and leave me in peace. Can you give me some details? You'll need to talk to them individually for more information, but the brief is, we've got a scout who's blind as a bat, a cook who can't figure out how to make corned beef hash on toast, a guy who can't load and fire a cannon without blowing up or maybe shooting backwards, a guy who, somehow, and I can't for the life of me figure it out, is too bow-legged to ride a horse, and a kid who is sent here because he can't figure out how to tie a bow tie. Oh, and just to put the icing on the cake, we have infinite goblins living in our storage shed. Wow, okay. I begin to see the scope of your complaint. Pal, you are not just whistling Dixie. So what did you do to get sent here? You can hear her teeth grinding as she growls at you. Do not ask. Okay, well, I'll just take a look around then. Binoculars, yep, shucks. This guy squints really hard at you as you approach. Howdy, do I know you? Your fuzzy silhouette doesn't seem familiar. Nope, I'm just passing through. What do you do here? Well, I'm supposed to be a scout, but I went and broke my only pair of glasses. Without them, I can't see a dang thing. Well, maybe these will help? He takes the binoculars and peers at you through them. Well, I'll be, that ain't half bad. He climbs up to the watchtower and looks around. They work! I can see a dang thing! Hooray! Great, that was really easy. Howdy. Hi, what's wrong? Oh, gee willikers, I had a pretty good job as the general's personal assistant, but I got fired and reassigned here. Well, what happened? Everything was great at first. I'm pretty good at scheduling, and I can write shorthand, and I'm a A+ boot polisher. But then the general went and decided he looked more serious and sophisticated with a bow tie, and he expected me to do the tying for him. No good? Nope. I can't do a sheepshank and a bowline and a clover hitch, but for the life of me, I can't get a bow tie to look right. The general sent me out here with one to practice on and said not to come back till I'd got it. I give him the clip on. Yeah, bow ties are a real bastard to tie right. Whoever invented that was a jerk. Here, try this clip on instead. Tell the general it'll save precious minutes he can use for generaling. Neat. Okay, thanks. He runs out of the building waving the bow tie in the air. I'm getting the sense that I'm actually not really helping these problems. I'm almost like making things worse. Medal of Adequacy. Yeah, that is adequate, I suppose. What did that thing say? There's a nameplate on the desk that says General What's His Name. It would be cruel to loot these people's supplies. Yeah, it is. Howdy, Private? Cooker. How appropriate. Well, it would be if I knew how to cook, like even a little bit. What seems to be the trouble? We've only got 2 ingredients here, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how to combine them. What are the ingredients? Corn, beef, hash, and toast. I'll help you with a metaphor. What if you thought of the toast as a roadmap? He nods, seeming to understand where you're going with this, and think of the corned beef as your head. So I should put the corned beef hash next to, I'm sorry, I don't get it. Can we try again? Oh boy, sure, let's try again. What do you think of the toast as a shingle? And do you think of the corned beef as a corn cob pipe? Alright, now can we try it again? What if you thought of the toast as a shoe and the corned beef as shinola? Of course, I put the corned beef on the toast, just like shinola on a shoe. I get it now. Thank you. I'm lucky I got that as early as I did. I was really worried that this was going to turn into another shaggy dog cave. This horse has 4 left legs. Well, that sure doesn't help. Howdy, they call me Private Bowlegs. I can see why. You seem uncomfortable. You ain't kidding. Look at my legs. They're bent so far out I can't hardly touch both knees at once. Walking hurts like dickens. The captain said it keeps you from riding a horse? Yep, they're too wide. Horse slips right out between them. I think I could ride a mule though, what with them being a tad lower to the ground. Well, I know where we can get you a mule, but I think I have a better solution. This one is more permanent too. You don't need a mule, this is fixable. Hold still a minute. Huh? Well, okay. With some grunts from you, and some cries of pain, from him, he normalized his legs. Ow! Great jumping Jiminy, man! Oh, don't be a baby. Look, they're much straighter now. I guess I can't deny that. He winces as he mounts the nearby horse and rides out of the camp. Hooray! Is this the infinite? Oh dear, a sign on the front says, important gun storage, no goblins. You open the door a crack and take a peek. Naturally, the shed is crammed full of goblins. To the ceiling, they're barely recognizable as individual goblins. Wow, jeez. Oh, what? Let's Gary seeing. Gary takes a peek and reels back in shock, slamming the door. Ah, gross, awful, a goblin popping in there, maybe 2. Is that what happened? All those spores and nowhere to going, all growing into new goblins and they're just smushing all up. Ew. Howdy, what's the haps? Well, I'm supposed to be a cannoneer, but I'm terrible at loading cannons. They always explode, except not the way they're supposed to explode, or else they don't explode at all. The only time I ever got one to fire right, the cannonball knocked my sergeant's hat off, and he was standing behind me. I still can't figure out how that happened. So they assigned me to this loser squad and said I can't report back for a proper duty until I figured out how to load a cannon right. Well, I got cannon loading for idiots. Maybe this will help. Oh, huh. Well, let's see. He flips the pages, which have big numbered diagrams. Oh! You take the stick back out before you put the cannonball in? Well, that certainly sounds easier. He carefully follows the directions in the book and successfully fires a cannonball over the wall of the fort. I did it! Wow, great! Thanks a lot! I'm gonna go get my new assignment right away. Cool. Good luck. Well, I think that's all the problems already solved wham bam thank you ma'am style. Great job, that's everyone dealt with and out of here. And that means I'm finally out of this hellhole too. If we ever cross paths again, I really owe you one. Captain Davenport frisbees her clipboard, snaps to a salute, and marches out of the fort. All in a day's work. At this point, what else do I have left to level up? I could do Dickering, I suppose, but could be Safe Kraken, Dirty Poker, 9 shots of shooting enemy. Goodness. Yeah, at this point though, there's not really much more I need to do. I'll level up my physicality a little bit. And maybe also my grip as well. Alright, so with that is for unnecessary done. I don't know how many more of these squares there are around places here. I doubt they're everywhere. But let's just check with Dr. Morton first. Maybe her house has something. Don't interrupt me. I'm got places to go and people there to see. I want to see if there's these things everywhere. No, doesn't look like they're everywhere. Right, Dr. Morton? You wouldn't. I don't happen to have gathered any rocks, have I? Yeah. Nope. Nothing else here. Alright. Let's go over to Frisco now. Let's see where we end. Let's see where we are with this game. Final cutscene. Let's go ahead and see this. This may or may not be the actual final cutscene. Looks like somebody on the train got a job as a projectionist. Would you like to watch this movie? It's free because movies have only recently been invented and nobody has figured out that they can charge for them yet. Doing this will not change anything about the world or your character. When the cutscene is over, you'll still be right here and you can keep playing if you want. Sure, show me the final cutscene. Some folks say endings don't matter. But other folks, they like to know how things turn out. The consequences of their actions, like. With the trains running again, Frisco thrived. People came from all over to seek their fortunes. But thanks to you, they didn't have to do it while on fire because some cow attacked their wagon. With the railroad completed and Norton ousted, Smee found himself out of a job, but in of an opportunity. After being elected mayor, he managed the growth and infrastructure of Frisco with compassion and pragmatism. In 1944, Frisco was named Most Reasonable City by the Tuesday Evening Post. After you got settled in, Gary climbed to the top of the tallest building in Frisco and shot spores every which way. They say his descendants still roam the West to this day. Thanks to you, Gun Manor reopened and delighted tourists for centuries. The residual positive psychic energy created by the ghosts you helped leaked into the local water supply. In the decades to come, the businesses that sprang up near the manor were characterized by their environmentally friendly policies and charitable giving. After she finished getting the bakery boys up and running, Louise moved to Frisco and opened her own shop specializing in artisanal breads and pies. Unfortunately, after some unknown vandal kept breaking in at night and destroying all of the pies, she had to switch to a breads-only business model. Oh, wait a minute. Was that because of that one goblin that I told to destroy pies with his hands, and that there were many pies in the world? I think that was my fault. Oops. Sorry! Thanks to your assistance, Hobart Buppert got the photography bug, or should we say the photography owl. Anyway, he opened an art gallery so the citizens of Frisco would never again have to suffer from the inability to see pictures of owl skeletons whenever they wanted. Good for him. And them. Kurtz left the fort and set up shop in Frisco. His cult fitness group skyrocketed in popularity. The growth was entirely due to word of mouth because the first rule of Kurtz Fits is that you cannot stop talking about Kurtz Fits. Kurtz till it hurts. With your help, the professor gained enough knowledge about El Vibrato technology to start building his own. He opened a very successful consumer technology store in Frisco, and for decades, people spent all their time staring at little computers in their hands instead of talking to one another. Some say people still do that to this very day. The performers you sent to Dirtwater formed the greatest band in the history of music. The perfect union of percussion, strings, and technology, they immediately secured their place in the cultural history of Loathing. Their songs were innovative, their stage presence was spectacular, and the liner notes on their albums were extremely clever and interesting. They called themselves the Aristocrats. Buffalo 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 Bill retired from the killin' trade and made a killin' open up a restaurant in Frisco. Buffalo 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 Wild 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 Wings menu. Very nice. You solved 5 of Breadwood's problems. With the increase in morale and civic resources, they were able to clear the weeds from the road and fix the well and the broken hitching post. There was even enough left over to give the mayor's office a new coat of paint and refresh the facade on the buttery biscuit. But the horse was still drunk. 5 out of 7's not bad. Chuck continued to run his blood and breakfast without incident, accident, scandal, or allegation for many years. Good for him. You won 4 of the reenactment scenarios at Fort Memoriam. They still talk about you. Remember that when that white fellow came through here? Yeah, he was really good at this game. With your help, Roy Bean's Jelly Bean Museum became the talk of the town. Well, first they had to build a town nearby, but once they did, hoo-wee! Hoo-wee indeed. Dirtwater became, relatively speaking, a thriving metropolis. Thanks to your efforts as a commerce ambassador and an all-around helpful stranger, the once sleepy town became a shining oasis in a barren land. Every man, woman, and child in the town knew your name. They even put up a little plaque with your name on it in your old room at the Jewel. How sweet. And there's everybody. As for you, after your adventure, you settled in Frisco and bought a very long, very narrow house. You filled it with souvenirs of your exploits and started an antique hat rack collection. When you left home, you told Rufus you wanted to help people. Over the course of your adventure, you helped 74 people. You weren't whistling Dixie when you declared your intentions. If you had been Catholic, they definitely would have sainted you if you had asked. But you wouldn't have asked because you wouldn't want to be in any trouble. Very, very fitting. Very fair. I seem to have missed a couple hats here and there. Several hats, it looks like. Funny. I thought I'd gotten them all. Most of them still pretty good. In 1906, all of the remaining cows in the West were simultaneously activated by some kind of signal from hell. They thundered east, forming a gigantic single-minded herd. Led by the infernal sadist Duke Bovicus, the cow army thundered east toward Dirtwater. Uh-oh. Fortunately, a gang of rodeo clowns swept in at the last minute and slaughtered the herd just before it reached Dirtwater. Fortunately, all the townsfolk of Dirtwater had a hard time sleeping for pretty much the rest of their lives. Seriously, it was a grisly sight. Thanks to your cleverness, however, the world is not destroyed 420 years later. On the contrary, it remains undestroyed for millennia. Future generations don't know that they should thank you, but they definitely should. Because we contained Roberto. Thank you for playing West of Loathing. And with that, that will do it for our series here of West of Loathing. I hope you guys did enjoy. I decided towards the end of that, you know what, we have made it as far as I really think that we could. I've achieved all the objectives that I set out to do. We've helped lots of people, 74 of them is quite a lot. And yeah, I'm really excited to move on to our next series here, which should be, there might be 2 different series coming out, we'll see. But looking forward primarily to, and I've already started recording, is Shadows over Loathing. So I hope you guys are as excited about it as I am. It is the sequel to West of Loathing, and it is a very fun game. I've already had a lot of fun playing it, and that's just with like the first episode or so. I lost track of time. I was having such a good time. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Thank you so much for watching this whole series of West of Loathing. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you have any comments in the comments below. But until next time, I've been the Jacobite, and I will see you further down the line. Bye-bye.